Good morning, I'm Vicki with Farm Diggity. I'm with the multi winner of the national finals. I asked him how many times he's won and he said he didn't know, and I believe him. He's lost count. This is Alasdair MacRae. Thanks for meeting with me.
Welcome.
I wanted to chat with you about your online courses because, and it's particularly your shedding course and your look back course too, but I actually got on there and I've bought all your courses, and the one that's they've all made a huge difference, but the shedding clinic that you have, your shedding course on there, has really changed how I run dogs. You have a course that you lay the steps out that I can follow easily at home. And not only can I follow the steps, but I've been able to help other people start to shed something that's hard for them has turned easy. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, part of our aim, maybe the most important thing, is to make the learning for the people easy, so they can make the learning for the dogs easy, but to be as good a quality information as we can give them. And helped a lot of people, and we get a lot of feedback on how they learn and what they learn, and we figured out if we can break it down so that compartmentalization is our big thing. You've got all the steps. We break you've got three the shed is 3 steps, basic steps, and how to teach the shed is multiple steps, and we lay them all out in an easy format, hopefully, that helps interactive learning. And we've had a lot of feedback, and we've changed some things, and it's been very, very well received by not only from like the very novice people, but actually there's people here this week that have come to me and said, if it wasn't for you laying things out so easy for us to understand, we wouldn't have been as effective at the national finals. There's people that have run at the international this weekend that have accessed our stuff, so it's for all levels, and it's not been easy to lay things out so that it applies to everybody, from somebody that doesn't know anything to somebody that knows a lot, but we've got a pretty good balance from it. So there's about 100 videos, 80 articles and everything on our academy, and we've compartmentalised a lot of things. We really do try and listen to the people that give us the feedback and stick it out there and ask them, is that what they think has helped them, and they say yes, that really made a difference, the bridge between this and that, and our shedding, we break it down. Our turnbacks, we break that down into the steps of how to start learning from the very word go, and put in a system that you can go to national finals or internationals, and it all holds up.
It works.
And it works, and to try and make it easy for people to learn, it's been a long road, but I think from the feedback we're getting now, it seems to be we've really got something that helps a lot of people.
I agree. I used to train and be trained in the horse world, and they really broke it down into baby steps.
Yeah.
And if the horse had any trouble, then you broke it down even further. And that is really your method and how this works. So, for example, in the shed, you start the shedding with no sheep behind the dog. It's just you start teaching the dog how to come in and what the word is in here, just on a drive away. And you teach the dog how to cross behind and come in, and then you make it so simple. Then the next step would be to finally get 2 groups of sheep, and you explain exactly what to look for, when to call the dog in. So it just becomes absolutely it's like a recipe. It's a recipe for success. And same thing with the turn back, making sure the dog is always on the correct side. And so I just commend you for what a great job. I live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. You travel, but you're usually somewhere far, far away from me.
Yeah.
But I can dial in and get your knowledge,
Yeah.
in just seconds, and that's incredible.
The turn back thing was well received, mostly by people that had already been trying to turn their dog back.
Right.
And when we started explaining about which shoulder the dog should turn over and how to get the dog in the position so they turned over the correct shoulder and went in the correct way, and the 3 or 4 different styles of how to turn a dog back depending on your dog and how you think and what you're wanting. We got a lot of compliments from that. The problem we find was that if you've got a lot of novice people coming onto it, they're not teaching their dogs just the very basics. You don't need to be good at it. They don't teach their basics quick enough. So by the time they get into open, their dog is 6 or 7 years old, and then they're starting to try and teach it to a turn back, and there's only so many that are going to be good at it if you've left it that late. But if you get on the course and just do the basics and get the dog to understand what we're going to do the way we teach it, that'll stay with them for life. And when you move into open, you're ready to really take advantage of the dog's already early learning. Then you can build on that, and the dog's accepted and it understands the technique. And of course our big thing is that we want the dogs to enjoy it. And so the way we teach, there's a lot of emphasis put on the dog enjoying it and making it easy for the handler. So that was one thing that a lot of people were. Our dog is 7 years old, and we really like what you've done, and we're trying to tell them, don't wait till your dog is 7. Do a little bit of it when it's 2 or 3.
When they're young.
When they're younger, and just try and get it. Don't do it if your dog doesn't have a decent outrun. Of course, you don't want to turn a dog back that's not got a decent outrun, because if its outrun isn't decent, when you turn it back, it's just going to run kind of straight at its sheep if it's not a wide outrunner, and you don't want to do too much of that. But once it's got its outrun, then a little turning back is good, especially if you've got 2 or 3 years before you're going to move into open. You just want that. You just want to get that little basics solid.
That's another little nugget that you have on there. A tip is to not turn your dog back when you're shedding. You mentioned that because you said, if memory serves, that if you start doing a lot of that, your dog will turn around on that shed when there's lots of pressure. So tons of nuggets in there. I mean, I feel like there's just little things we're missing sometimes to get us a step better, and you really fill the gaps in with that.
The thing about the shedding is you can do a little bit of it, but you don't want to do too much of it. You want to teach your dog to turn back so that it's turning back correctly for competition, if it's competition that you want. Even
Right.
on the hill, our methods, back in Scotland, I've used the same thing. I've just broke it down a lot further now than I realised you could break it down, because I was just a hill guy that turning back. But when you turn them back, where they've got to look, the position they're in, all that stuff for competition, usually the sheep are out to one side, so you've got to put all the steps together so that the dog, when you put it in the place, it has a good idea where it's going. And when you're doing that with the shed, it gets the immediate turn back in there, but it doesn't pattern the dog the way you're going to need it patterned for
Right.
big competition. However, a little shedding on the turn back's good, but we don't want people to keep on doing that, because all dogs don't like the same things, and if you do too much turning back at the shed, the dog will come in, it'll shed the sheep, and then it'll bounce back, and
Right.
Also, it's, as we say, we're into compartmentalisation. Learn the shed. Learn it. Get the good conditions. So
Right.
we explain it all in the videos. Get the right kind of sheep and the right kind of conditions, and success breeds success. Set up your shed. When you're ready to do the turn back, follow our steps, set the dog up for the turn back, keep them all separate, and it just makes it so simple for the dogs to learn. They learn quickly and they enjoy the learning.
for sure.
And there's nothing confusion. Oh, am I supposed to be on these ones, or should I be turning back for
Yeah,
those ones, or
right.
or what should I be doing? we do away with all that, and just keep it. Just follow the instructions in the videos. Keep it simple. You'll make a really good job of training your dog.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
You know, speaking of that, I see your students and people you've worked with, and they have blossomed. I don't want to embarrass you because you're a humble man. I don't want to say the names really, but Brian White. Sorry. Anyway, I mean, you've made a huge difference to a lot of people, and in our background here, your good friend Christy that you lost, his card is decorated in honor of her, and she was special to you, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention her.
Yeah.
And
no, Christy, she was struggling with her dog when she came to us, and we've helped her for 2 or 3 years, and she's won her first open trial last year, and then passed just recently. So, and of course our academy, the online stuff, she did a lot of work for us on that, and helped us enormously, and made it accessible. Designed a lot of the steps that just to click on this and that takes you to that, and try and make it intuitive, which I think she made a great job of doing, and helped us enormously. And she was a very, very good friend, and we decorated the cart at this year's national finals in memory of her. She liked to be happy, she liked to be positive, she liked bling, she liked people to be happy, she liked shiny stuff and flags and tutus on the front of the cart. And we clubbed together with Derek Fisher of Goodwin Kennels, and we got a buckle for a prize for the novice, the best person in the nursery that had never won an open trial.
Right.
And so we were real pleased to Derek joined us in that, and gave that to the nursery. So this has been a bit of a difficult time, but we're enjoying her memory, and trying to give her a tribute to all that she did for not just us, but for the USBCHA, and for the words of encouragement that she gave to dozens, if not hundreds, of people, and her happy presence on Facebook, and so.
She said to us, well, her one of her sayings was, enjoy the dog first. And the online courses and the academy that she helped build helps your dog to be happier. So let's keep that going. Let's keep this knowledge flowing. It's like a language. We do not want to lose this language and this art of doing it correctly and right. And I just want to thank you for everything that you've given back to the people, to myself, to everybody. You've made the running better. You've made the dogs happier. You've really sharpened us up, and so please don't quit us.
We're not. We're updating the academy with new stuff every month and stuff like that. Yeah. So if you've got something that we're not doing, you tell us, and we think we can make a good job of presenting it. We'll put it on the academy. We're always willing to listen to input. It's, as we say, our aim is to make the learning enjoyable for both the handler and for the dog, and very productive. So if there's something that we can put on there that we haven't thought of, or to help people more, get in touch, let us know.
Thank you. Farm Diggity, it's a good life. Get on there.